What's going on, Falcon fan? This your boy Ricundo coming back at you with another video. So today we're going to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars games yesterday. So before we get into the video, please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button. Please hit notification bell so you know when I drop another video. And please share my video throughout the YouTube universe for other Atlanta Falcon fans and NFL fans to come in and hear my thoughts on the Atlanta Falcons. So let's get into the video. Of course, I'm gonna go take a little bit off my keys of how I do on Friday: offense, defense, and special teams. So I'm gonna go offense first. And one of the keys I had on offense was run the ball. I think we did a great job running the ball yesterday, spearheaded by Cordell Patterson, having his best game of his career, actually, from a running back standpoint. We had over 108 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. And I thought every running back yesterday, Wayne Gallman, include Mike Davis, ran the ball hard. We was able to do some ball control. And we was able to establish that run game like we wanted to. We had the ball for over 30 minutes, had over 149 rushing yards. So from a rushing standpoint yesterday, that key, it bode well for us. And it's definitely helped us to get that win yesterday, being able to run the ball. The other key I had was third down. I think it was a mixed bag. I think we were like 5 for 12 from third down yesterday. It's still not good enough for my liking, but it was better on third down yesterday. If you looked at what we did in the last 2 games on third down, I think we had completed like 2 third downs in 2 games combined. So I thought that was a good step forward, you know, from a third down standpoint. Still need some work ahead. I mean, Jacksonville is a 2-8 team, still an NFL team. Doesn't matter, the same team that beat Buffalo a couple of weeks ago. So being able to go almost 50% from the third down on the offensive standpoint, I thought was pretty good. So I'm not gonna belay that anymore, but I thought our guys on offense did what they needed to do to get the win yesterday. And then the last thing I had from my keys on offense was to be creative. I still think our passing game it's a work in progress. I think the biggest issue is our receiving core. As we talked about the talent on the team, we have a lot of 2s and 3s. I thought Russell Gage played well, but from other receivers, I think Tajaé Sharpe had a catch. I think in Olamide Zaccheaus had a catch. So for the most part, our receiving core still is not producing like we need them to. Kyle Pitts had 2 catches, 1 big on third down catch he had, but clearly we can see that Jacksonville game plan was to take Kyle Pitts out the game. I can see every team doing that move forward. That's why I mentioned the creativity for our offense. But the run game, I think being balanced will really help us yesterday. But I think we still need to work on our creativity from offensive standpoint, because we have to kind of create offensive plays to stay on the field. Like I said, in my eyes, it seemed like everything looked kind of hard right now for our offense. So it's definitely different than I know everybody looks at our Atlanta Falcon offense and how it used to be explosive. But if you just look at the personnel, Hayden Hurst not there. Like I said, everybody's keying in on Kyle Pitts. And then our receiving core is really not a number 1 receiver right now that's playing since Ridley's out. So, I mean, that's where we're at. So, Arthur Smith doing his best he can, be creative, and that's all you can ask for him from Arthur Smith. The last thing I got to say about the offense is that we seen that he switched out Matt Hennessy and Drew Dahlman back and forth at center. Usually, that's a recipe that wouldn't work in the NFL, because usually the quarterback center exchange is very important, but it seemed like Matt Ryan was able to handle it well, and Drew Dalman didn't play half bad, especially in the run game. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out moving forward. If Drew Dalman actually is going to, go over Matt Hennessy and take that starting center position. Art Smith did mention that he's going to do the best thing for the team. So if that's going in and out like he was doing yesterday, that's fine. Of course, we got Vita Bae and Adama Suh coming up here this week. So whoever's going to be at center is going to have a tall task ahead of them for this weekend. So we got to get those guys ready. This is not our first time seeing these guys this year, but so these guys shouldn't be shell-shocked, second time around about, the kind of defensive front they're going to be going against in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that's what I got from an offense standpoint. Let's move on to defense. I'm really starting to be really impressed with our defense. Of course, we were playing another rookie quarterback yesterday, and the defense did what it was supposed to do. They caused 2 turnovers on defense, an interception and a fumble, and that's what we need. That's exactly what we need on defense. One thing I really am impressed about, because I talk about the talent, I talk about the depth, but you can start seeing some of our rookie class starting to play more on the defensive side of the ball. Ogundeji, he's been there for a while because, of course, Stephen Means been out. They got rid of Jacob Tuioti-Mariner, so Ogundeji's been there. He's been playing. He's been doing his thing. I'm very impressed with Ogundeji to be a rookie. You can only see the upside, him getting better and better every week. And in year 2, it's going to be a big year for him, I think, in this defense. Of course, Richie Grant is starting to get more play time. If you guys can remember way back when we was talking to training camp, when I put my starting lineup, I mentioned Richie Grant being the starter at safety, and he's really just starting to get play time. But I love his physicality that he plays with, and you can see it starting to pan out the way he plays the game. He's very physical. I think they're using him at nickel, along with, we'll talk about the other rookie, Darren Hall, who's, I think he's been playing physical as well. Those 2 guys starting to show up on the defensive side of the ball, starting to get some more snaps. And that's good, because you want to see your rookie class start to contribute to wins, not just to get on the field, to get some playing time, but to actually start contributing to some wins for the team. So looking at those 2 rookies playing great. And then also was impressed with, not a rookie, but Michael Walker stepped in for Deion Jones yesterday. Debo, he had 12 tackles, 6 solo tackles. I thought he played very well, and that kind of, the way he played yesterday, could kind of give you a sense, first of all, of the depth, and then we can think about, of course, we know we got Foye Oluokun coming up on contract year, so it kind of give you thoughts on maybe the direction the Falcons might go in, with our linebacking core, based off our salary cap. So if Michael Walker still keep playing the way he's playing, it might make it some difficult decisions or some comfortable decisions. Depends on how they feel about Michael Walker moving forward. So that's just one of the things that we had to think about with at the linebacker. But I was very impressed with Michael Walker. Of course, Dante Fowler Jr. he's like the strip sack king. Every time he goes out there, when he get a sack, it seems like he goes after that ball, which is one thing that you always want to see from a pass rusher. It was one of my keys on defense. I talked about pass rushers, and with the way Ogundeji and Dante Fowler Jr. is playing, I thought they played very well yesterday. Of course, Grady Jarrett was still dominant, hitting the gaps real hard, getting tackled for losses, doing what he always do. But Grady always get to the quarterback and can't get him down. But I love Grady Jarrett's aggressiveness. Of course, he's still playing like the most talented player on our defense right now. And he need to continue to do what he do. So from a defensive standpoint, one of my other keys I had was stop the run. We did give up over 140-yard rushing. A lot of that had to do with my third key that I had on defense was containment with the quarterback. But like I said, we've been having trouble with running quarterbacks all season. Trevor Lawrence, they brought a little bit of his read option that he did very well in college, and he really, I think that might be the most he ever did it against our team yesterday. He was hitting those reads, and when the DN come down and crash down trying to stop the running back, he was pulling it out and getting yards for positive plays. So that's a lot of the rushing yards came from the quarterback. I thought when Anthony Rush got in the game, you could see where he was getting the penetration. He's the one that caused that one fumble that we did have on defense. So I think the defense, you can see the progression of defense. You can see Dean Pease starting to get a feel for what, the talent that he does have on this team, how to utilize those guys to the best of their abilities. I thought Faber Monroe played very well yesterday as well. I mentioned that I thought that we might need to go get a second corner, but Faber Monroe is definitely a good depth piece for this team to be a cornerback in the NFL. If you guys can remember about Faber Monroe, he played a lot of slot corner when he was with the Washington football team. That could be another spot he can play, but I love his physicality. I love the way he played yesterday. And what can we say about AJ Terrell? Just still shut down. He need to stay out the injury bug, but he came back in the game, so like he's okay. But AJ Terrell keep doing great things out there. So from a defense standpoint, at the end of the day, it was good to see the defense actually in the game yesterday. Instead of our offense being out there, our offense can actually convert that last third down. But our defense was able to put a stop and win the game. So that's good for Atlanta Falcons from an offensive defense standpoint. Our defense actually stood up. Okay, and then last we're going to talk about the special teams. Special teams yesterday, my first key, and will always be my first key on special team, is field position. And I thought Thomas Morstead played very well yesterday. I thought all his punts was great. He had great hang time. He put them in those corners, and he created terrible field position for their offense for most of the game, which you love to see. That's what I'm talking about when I'm saying we play a whole team, offense, defense, and special teams. On 2 special teams, we had procedural penalties that kept drives alive. So that's good to see. Like I said, special teams playing a big role in the win that we had yesterday. So, hey, I love Victory Mondays. I know you guys love Victory Mondays. We haven't had that many. Only had 5. So that's it. Always good to get a win and then come in and really just look at all the positive things. It's so much negative you can look at in NFL game, but today we're just going to talk about some of the positive stuff that we had. And the first positive thing is we got a W. All right. So like I said, we'll get into the Bucks game later on this week. But as far as this game, that's my reaction from an offense, defense, and special teams standpoint. I thought it was a great team win yesterday. definitely there are some things that these guys got to work on. In particular, the passing offense still is a work in progress for us, getting some of our receivers involved. I think our top 2 receivers receiving right now is Cordell Patterson and Kyle Pitts. And the third one is Calvin Ridley, who's missed by 5 games this year. So you just put that in perspective about how well our receivers are playing right now. And we're not able to get those guys the ball. So, but we're not gonna harp on that, because like I said, we got the win yesterday. And that's all good, positive things that you can say about this team yesterday. The last thing I'm in with is that we're in the 8th seed right now. I know it's early. I know our schedule is not the greatest of schedules. Depends on the opponents that we play. Of course, we got the Bucks, then we got the Panthers, so we got 2 division games back to back. And then I think we played the Detroit Lions. I think that's the 3rd game we play. Then we go to San Fran, Buffalo, and then the Saints. So I think that's our schedule. Don't quote me on that, but I know those are teams. I'm not sure if that's the correct order. But, of course, we got those 2 division games. Then I think that's the Lion games right after that. So, if we could somehow get this win on Sunday, put us at 6-6, and then all bets are off then. Because looking at the schedule, that might be the toughest game that we're going to have, the defending champs. Of course, that game in San Fran and that game in Buffalo is going to be tough as well, but the way Buffalo playing now, they just had a major injury in their secondary. That's why you have to just let the season play out and see what happens. But as far as I'm concerned, we are the 8th seed right now. Of course, we're on the outside looking in, but we're still in the hunt. And going into December, you're in the NFL and you're still in the playoff hunt. That says a lot about the progress of this team. We already won 1 more game than we won last year. So that says a lot about this team, which I think has a lot of less talent than a lot of other teams in the NFL, but still able to produce wins. So people can say what they want to say about this new regime, about this coaching staff, but being able to take the team that we have and the players we have with a makeshift roster and be able to squeak out 5 wins so far with 6 more games to go, I think says a lot about what kind of culture we're trying to build here in Atlanta. So with that, guys, that's all I got. You guys let me know what you guys thought about the game yesterday. You think some of the things I said were spot on, or you had some different opinions, please let me know. Like I said, this is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.